Hi guys, welcome to the video and Happy New Year to all of you. Today we are going to be speaking about how you can plan a calm and thoughtful trip to this beautiful country of Austria. In this video, we are going to be speaking about what are the places that you can travel to within Austria, how you can travel to, given different options. What are the common mistakes that travelers make when they travel to Austria? And also, what is going to be the budget that you can keep in mind when you travel to Austria? So, let us plan the itinerary first. You would arrive into Austria. Let's say you're flying from India, you would arrive to Austria mostly in Vienna, which is also the capital city of Austria. If you're traveling from a different European country to Austria, also, I would recommend that you directly reach by train or by flight to Vienna. In Vienna, you can spend at least, I would say, 3 days, including the day of your travel. So, what are the things that you can do in Austria? In Vienna. So you can travel to Saint Stephen's Cathedral. Saint Stephen's Cathedral is one of the most iconic cathedrals that they have in Vienna. And one tip that I can give you is not only to visit the tower up top, there is a lift available. You can purchase a ticket and travel up top, but also do visit the catacombs, which are underground. So that was one experience that me and my wife did, and it was quite interesting to see the catacombs also. The second place that you can visit in Vienna, it's the Habsburg Palace. The Habsburg Palace is the one that you see in white. Uh, you know, you can visit inside. It has a lot of memorabilia, including the crown jewels of the Habsburg Empire. So you can do that. You can also visit the Schönbrunn Palace, and this is one that I had done personally. Schönbrunn Palace is has about 1,500 odd rooms within it, but only about 50-55 are open to the public, so you can visit as many of those 50 odd rooms, and you will also get a view into how the Habsburgs lived, because remember that the Habsburg Empire spanned a large part of Central Europe. So they have a lot of wealth, art, and things like that which you can look at. What are the places apart from this that you can travel to in Vienna? So there are a couple of you know tips that I can give you. One tip is you can go to this church called Karl's Church. It's a very beautiful church, and for some reason, not a lot of people go there. Now, where to eat in Vienna? So I can recommend a couple of cafes to you. One is Cafe Sasha, where the sachet was invented. So you can look at that. The other option that we went to was Cafe Central. Cafe Central is a very historic cafe. It's very old, and a lot of famous people, have visited that cafe. So you can go there and try their various pastries, etc. There might be a bit of a line, but it's going to be worth it. After visiting Vienna, you can move on to the beautiful town of Salzburg. This will be about a 2.5, 3 hour train ride from Vienna. And there are a couple of trains that you can take. One is the OBB, which is the government train, and the other one is the Vienbahn, which is the private line that you can take. Now, arriving in Salzburg, you need to at least spend, I would say, 2 days in Salzburg. Salzburg is a small town, but there is quite a lot to see there. So, what are the things that you can see in Salzburg, right? Salzburg, number one would be you need to go to the Salzburg Cathedral and the general area around it. The cathedral was once, the cathedral where Mozart was baptized. The second place that you could go to is the Hohensalzburg Fortress. Uh, this gives you a bird's eye view of the entire city of Salzburg. with the Salzach River flowing through it, and you can roam around the fortress up top. There is also a funicular which goes up, so you can look on Google Maps where exactly the funicular is. The third thing that I would recommend you to do in Salzburg is take the hop on and hop off bus. These buses are there all over Europe, but specifically in Salzburg, especially if you're a little tired, you can take the bus and you can get down at whatever stop you want to and then climb on back. This bus will also take you to the Hellbrunn Palace. So basically, this palace and also has something called the trick fountains, and we had been there. It was quite an interesting place to be, so you can look at that. The next place that you could also visit is in between the old town and the new town of Salzburg. There is a bridge called the Lovelock Bridge. Um, you can walk on the bridge and see the River Salzach, flow below you, and that place is very beautiful for photography, etc. If you're interested in photography, that's a great place. It looks like you're transported back 400-500 years, so you can look at that also. Remember that Salzburg is also home to the Mirabell Garden and Palace. It's a beautiful garden that you can go to and visit that garden. You can sit there and see the view of the fortress up top, etc. So it's a beautiful view in the garden. You can go and sit there. It's also a filming location for the movie Sound of Music. Um, and also Salzburg, does provide you with a lot of sound and music tours. So you can also do that if you're interested. Now, from Salzburg, you can also go to the beautiful village of Hallstatt, and this is something that I really recommend you do. Hallstatt is supposed to be one of the most beautiful villages, not only in Austria but in the world. I just wanted to give you a route that you can follow from Salzburg to Hallstatt. So what you could do is from either Salzburg Hauptbahnhof or the Mirabellplatz, you can take bus number 150 that goes to this town called Bad Ischl. It's going to cost you anywhere between 10 to 15 euros. From Bad Ischl, you need to go to the station and take the bus number 542 to Hallstatt, which is going to cost you anywhere between 4 to 6 euros. And then at Hallstatt, you can walk to the ferry terminal, which is about a 5 6 minute walk. And from the ferry terminal, you can take the ferry to the village of Hallstatt, which will also cost you somewhere between 5 to 8 euros per person. So that's a beautiful route that you can do. It's one of the most scenic, and trust me, you will never forget this. On the same day that you visit Hallstatt, what you could do is you could also visit the Wolfgang Sea Lake. And on the banks of the Wolfgang Sea Lake, there is this town called St. Gilgen, which is a very beautiful town. You can walk around the town. You can also take a boat ride on the Wolfgang Sea Lake. I think it's one of the most beautiful lakes in the Salzkammergut region of Austria. So you can do this for half a day and combine it and make this a full day. So basically, your trip to Hallstatt combined with the Wolfgang Sea boat ride and walking around the village of Saint Gilgen. Now let us talk about what are the top mistakes that I see travelers and specifically Indian travelers making while traveling to Austria. Number one is assuming that Central Europe is way cheaper than Western Europe. Maybe 20 years before, this was quite true that Central Europe was way cheaper than Western Europe. But in today's times, in the year 2026, this is not exactly true. Central Europe has upped its standards, prices have gone up. Yes, they are a little cheaper than Western Europe, but I would say maybe only 20% to 25% cheaper than Western Europe. So keep that in mind. Don't expect things to be dirt cheap. The second mistake that I see a lot of travelers make is underestimating the weather of Austria. So sometimes we feel that we are going in the summer, it's not going to be cold, and you go there without properly proper outfits. So that becomes an issue sometimes, especially when you're in the mountainous regions of Austria. It can get quite cold even in the summer, so do carry thermals and jackets and shoes specifically. So be careful of that. The third mistake that I usually see travelers making is that they pack too much. We are well known around the world to be overpacked for a trip. So let me tell you, that's going to be a problem because most of the streets across Vienna, Salzburg, etc., even Hallstatt a little bit, are all cobblestone streets. So lugging your big suitcase from one place to the other is going to be a real hassle, and you're going to get tired. So avoid doing that. Pack a little light. Maybe you don't have a couple of outfits with you, that's fine, but at least you will travel without a headache. Another mistake that I find travelers making is not validating their tickets on the public transport. Most of the times, you've purchased a ticket, you go and sit down in the bus or train or tram, whatever it is, and you've not validated your ticket. If the ticket checker comes along and sees that your ticket is not validated, you will face fines of maybe 100 to 150 euros sometimes. So just be careful of that. The next mistake that I see a lot of travelers making, and especially Indian travelers, is of course, the Indian food is the best in the world. We love it, and we want to eat it even when we are in Austria. And you're well covered when you're traveling to big cities like Vienna, Rome, or Paris. But once you get out of Vienna, specifically in Austria, you may not find that many options of Indian restaurants around. Or even if you do find Indian restaurants, the food will be very bland and you may not really like it. So, how do you kind of keep away from this is you can carry your own ready to eat food. So when we went once, my mother-in-law had taken some rotis along with some achar, and we used to buy yogurt. So she used to eat that sometimes, and of course we did too sometimes. So that is one way that you can uh, eat a little better. The next one is being casual about time. And frankly, even I have been guilty of this in the past. I've arrived 5 minutes late to a bus or a train, and I've seen that the train has already left. So luckily, I had the Urail pass, so I could, easily just book the next train without facing any financial problems. But if you have booked tickets in advance for that train or tram or bus, and you miss it, you may have to repurchase the ticket, and that's going to cost you. So please be on time. I would advise be at least 15 minutes early wherever you're going. So, what are the hotels that we stayed at during our visit to Austria? I will put in a quick picture here, and you can pause the video and you can see what are the hotels that we stayed at, along with my ratings of those hotels. The next topic that we'll be speaking about is the budget. So, for the budget, number one thing is your flights. I have made a separate video on travel to Switzerland and have given a detailed breakdown of what are the costs that you can expect. So you might also want to see the Switzerland vlog because Switzerland and Austria can be put together, and that can be your one trip to Europe. So, keeping in mind, what you can spend in Austria, your flight tickets, etc., would be anywhere between 40 to 50,000 per person. Your visa, that's the Schengen tourist visa, would be anywhere between, let's say, 10 to 12,000, including the VFS fees. These fees are all per person that I'm talking about, except the hotels, of course. So for the hotels, you could expect to spend for a mid-range traveler around 8 to 12,000 rupees a night. The next one is the food. So Mostly breakfast is covered in your hotel stay, but lunch and dinner will cost you anywhere between, let's say, 7 to 10,000 rupees, depending on where you eat. This is for a couple. Next is your transport. So your local transport, you can always look into the various city travel cards that they have, or travel passes. So that can help you also save a lot. But you can expect anywhere between, let's say, 10 to 12,000 for your uh, 8-day trip to Austria. Various attractions that you may visit. For example, you visit the museums there, or the churches, etc., or the palaces. That will cost you anywhere between 15 to 20,000 on an 8-day trip. Other miscellaneous expenses that you might incur might be around 12 to 15,000 rupees. So I would say total for 8 days to Austria would cost you anywhere between, let's say, 1,75,000 to about 2,30,000 for a couple. Thanks for watching, and do like, share, and also comment on the video below. Thank you.